someone needs a nap. Gaga goo goo, gaga goo goo, gaga goo goo. Ah, shit! Gonna throw a temper tantrum. It's the he said, who said anthem. Gonna throw a temper tantrum. It's the he said, who said anthem. Gaga goo goo, gaga goo goo, gaga goo goo. Gaga goo goo, gaga goo goo, gaga goo goo.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of He Said, Goo Said. I'm Marty and this is my co-host Henry, who's almost 5 months old. Is that right? 5 months old? Oh my god, he's developing right before your eyes.
Hi, my name is Henry.
That'd blow your mind, wouldn't it? Today we got a great book. I'm really excited about this. It's called A Cozy Good Night. Words by Linda Ashman and pictures by Chuck Groenink. In a house on a hill that's tall and steep, there's a boy named William who's ready to sleep. He drinks his cocoa, climbs in bed, he fluffs the pillow beneath his head, then burrows down for a nice long nap, but wakes to the sound of a tap, tap, tap. Excuse me, but I've lost my way. I'm cold and tired. May I please stay? Will says, yes, I'll scooch a bit. There's room for two. I'm sure we'll fit. See a little chipmunk at the window? He's like, please help me. The two climb in and curl up tight. They yawn and say, good night, good night. It's quiet, just the clock's tick-tock. But wait, what's that? Knock, knock. Oh, what a lovely, cozy place. Could you spare a smidge of space? Will says, yes, we'll scooch a bit. There's room for three. I'm sure we'll fit. It's a porcupine. The three climb in and curl up tight. They yawn and say, good night, good night. It's peaceful in the sleepy room until that is the boom, boom, boom. Boom. My toes are numb. My tail is too. Okay if I come in with you? Will says, yes, we'll scooch a bit. There's room for four. I'm sure we'll fit. The four climb in and curl up tight. They yawn and say, good night, good night. Ping, 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 ping. Could that be rain? No, pebbles on the window pane. May I come in? I need some rest. I promise I'm a perfect guest. Will says, yes, we'll scooch a bit. There's room for five. I'm sure we'll fit. The five climb in and curl up tight. They yawn and say, good night, good night. The sound of snoring, soft and low. Then, crunch. Some footsteps in the snow. A note is slipped beneath the door. Do you have room for just one more? I'd rather not. Too squished. No space. There's got to be some other place. We don't have room. Too hard to fit. No way. We can't consider it. Will says, if it's someone small, it might not be so hard at all. He tugs the door to see who's there. Uh-oh. Oh my. What now? Bear!
I saw your light on through the trees. I'm lonely. May I join you, please?
Bear shivers in the falling snow.
I see. No room. That's fine. I'll go.
It's awfully cold. The snow, the ice, he'd keep us warm. He seemed quite nice. They all say, wait, we'll scooch a bit. There's room for six. Somehow we'll fit. Zunte. The six climb in and curl up tight. They yawn and say,
Good night.
Good night. Sweet dreams, my friends, says Will. Sleep tight. I'll see you in the warm spring light. The end. Okay, so that was a cozy good night. I absolutely love this book. It's a beautifully executed book and the perfect marriage of like artist and writer. I mean, the imagery, the illustrations are just beyond adorable. I mean, if you see that early illustration of the chipmunk holding the blanket, I mean, it doesn't get any cuter than that. Yeah, some of the other things I love about the book, the pacing, the rhymes. I mean, it reads very well. The suspense, like who's at the door now? And then the endless kindness of this naive boy who you would think is surely sealing his doom by letting in all these woodland creatures. But no, you know, it's not that kind of book. It's a warm book. It doesn't, you know, turn south. They don't eat him. There's a very subtle detail in the last illustration that I didn't even notice at first glance. It's like the kid doesn't even end up sleeping in his own bed. It's like he gives up his space for the other animals. He ends up sleeping on a chair with like a couple of sweaters draped over him. It's just like, this kid is a saint, man. And we gotta talk about the bear, right? I mean, the reveal of the bear is just tremendous. Like the angle that's captured, it's almost like over the shoulder of the boy, but it's like from his point of view, so the bear looks huge. And it was like his beady little eyes, it looks like he's gonna just kill him. It's very cinematic. Like I feel like this would make a great stop motion animation feature. Or a short film. I think it's interesting that the author doesn't mention the creatures by name. With the exception of the bear, he doesn't really identify the other animals. So I guess he kind of trusts the reader to know who's what, you know, like, oh, that's clearly a chipmunk, that's clearly a raccoon, that's badger? Beaver? Badger? Mole rat. I don't know, but it's one of those things, it's fine. I gotta say, it's a little disheartening when all these sweet little animals start grumbling over one additional creature joining them in bed. It's like, what? They just took a turn so quick. Like, they were all so happy to be warm in this cabin, and all of a sudden they're like,
Oh, who is that? There's no room in here. Let them die. Let them freeze to death. I don't want to be squished. There's no more room.
it's like, relax, chipmunk. It's not your choice. This is the little boy's cabin. You little ungrateful bastards. It's like you're lucky to be sharing the bed with anyone. Speaking of which, why would the boy let the porcupine sleep in the middle? You turn over once in your sleep and you're Pinhead from Hellraiser. Alright, there's no way that these creatures would call a truce for one night and be like, hey, you know what, we're all gonna freeze to death. Just this one night, let's cuddle. Every time you turn the page, these creatures would be hissing at each other. And the boy would try to break it up like, no, come on, it's just all spoon. And the boy would be all scratched up trying to break it up. He'd definitely get rabies, and they'd probably push him out into the snow and let him die. Okay, so that was A Cozy Good Night by Linda Ashman. This was a home run. This is definitely one of my favorites that we've covered so far. If you enjoyed this episode, let us know. Please like us, subscribe, and recommend a book. We love hearing what books that you enjoyed in your childhood. We want to know what's out there. Because I'm not really good at these, I don't know. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. Maybe not Henry, but you'll see me. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
You gotta smile.